Hello and welcome to Dingoes 8 Hour Podcast. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.
This week we're talking about phases. This episode originally aired January 27th, 1998, attracting 7.3 million viewers. The episode begins with Willow's increasing frustration that Oz shows no sign of wanting to get serious, not to mention physical, with her. Cordelia is frustrated with Xander because he keeps talking about Willow, even while making out in Sunnydale's Lover's Lane under a beautiful full moon.
Nah.
They are then attacked by a werewolf that rips a hole in the roof's car. Jaws points out that there have been a number of other attacks, though so far only animals have been killed. During high school gym class, we learned that at least 2 students have been bitten lately. Oz by a cousin who doesn't like to be tickled, and school macho Larry by a dog. After some research, Giles finds out that a werewolf is a wolf for 3 nights, for the 3 nights around a full moon, so the night before and the night after, yes. Not just the full moon as most legends would have you believe.
Wah.
Since a werewolf is a human the rest of the month, it is wrong to kill them. This, however, is not what werewolf hunter Kane believes, whom Buffy and Giles meet while looking for the animal in the woods, where Xander and Cordelia were making out. Kane is out for his 12th pelt. Though the two groups do not get along, and mainly because Kane is a rampant chauvinist.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's just a dick. It's great. Giles and Buffy do learn that the werewolf will be attracted to places where teenagers hang out, as it is sexual heat that draws it. Buffy and Giles rush to the Bronze, where Cordelia and Willow are busy complaining to each other about the men in their lives, specifically Xander. The werewolf crashes the party. Buffy tries to catch it with a chain, but fails. Kane joins them and points out that it's Buffy's fault if the werewolf kills anybody. A body does turn up the next morning, Teresa, one of the students that Larry was tormenting. Buffy is not the only one to have feelings of guilt. Oz wakes up in the forest, naked and confused, after changing back from his wolf state before our very eyes. Recalling the bite he got, he calls his Aunt Maureen and bluntly asks if his cousin is a werewolf. The answer is yes. Xander figures that Larry is the most obvious suspect because of the dog bite, aggressiveness, and excessive back hair. All perfect logic.
Yeah.
When he confronts Larry alone in the gym locker room, it turns out that he is really hiding the fact that he is gay. Xander unwittingly helps Larry out of the closet, who is left with the impression that Xander is gay too. Back in the library, Buffy suggests to Willow that she might have to make the first move if she wants to speed things up with Oz. Buffy realizes that the reports of Teresa's body did not mention any mauling. She and Xander get to the funeral home in time to watch Teresa rise as a vampire. Teresa passes on a greeting from Angelus before Xander stakes her. The first time Xander stakes anybody without any help. Kane busies himself casting silver bullets in preparation for the hunt. Willow takes Buffy's advice and visits Oz right before sundown. Oz is about to chain himself up, but lets Willow into the house. Her rant about the mixed signals he is sending is interrupted by him changing into a werewolf, and she flees the house screaming. The werewolf in pursuit, Kane hears the wolf's cry and joins the hunt. The werewolf is distracted by a scent, which Kane has set as a trap, and Willow escapes and then finds Giles and Buffy, who are about to start the hunt for Oz with a tranquilizer gun. All parties meet at a clearing in the forest, and in the scuffle, it is Willow who shoots Oz, saving everybody. Buffy somehow manages to bend Kane's gun with her bare hands, using her Slayer strength, which I call bullshit on, but anyway, and tells him to leave Sunnydale. At school the next morning, Larry thanks Xander, and Willow seeks out Oz to talk. Oz and Willow share their first kiss, leaving Oz a werewolf in love.
No.
And that's the episode.
I'm guessing there's no cure to werewolfism or whatever.
No.
Well, no decent enough cure that doesn't involve death.
Well, what? He can pass on werewolf things if
Yes.
he bites?
Biting or scratching.
Okay.
It basically functions like an infection, kind of.
Infection that will never go away.
Yes.
So, first thing, they actually called back to the thing I make a game of most of the Buffy episodes.
Oh, the trophy case.
Yep.
Yep.
It's just looking in there. It's like, stop looking at me!
It's looking at me.
Because it is. So, what did y'all think of this episode?
Turned out to be fairly good. It kind of had a bit of comedic moments in comparison to the last couple of episodes, but just as a whole, it kind of keeps the idea of going somewhat back to form, but sort of adjusting to how the story has kind of gone. With Buffy's concern of how important her job is, and Jealous just being a dick, and any other supernatural things that happen at the Hellmouth. So just a typical week.
Yeah, it's definitely lighter in tone than the previous 2 episodes, but most things are.
How about we move out of the Hellmouth?
Well, you never know what might happen. So, what did you guys want to talk about in this episode? Because I didn't really take a whole lot of notes.
Sexism! Just all the wonderful stuff with that sort of stuff. And I think the interesting thing was, I suppose it was kind of obvious with most of the stuff that happened, but I was mildly surprised when they hit the fact that that one particular guy was gay.
I was like, oh, okay, that's a
Yeah,
thing.
so
guess.
this also isn't the first time we've met Larry.
No.
He's been in a few episodes before this.
No, I think so.
You know,
yeah.
just purposefully doing sexual harassment on, random girls or something, and just kind of being.
I just
a
love.
nuisance.
I just love the reveal that he's gay in this. It's just it's handled really well.
It was. Just everything that happened with him explaining it, Xander's just like, what?
No, nothing happened between us. Nothing.
I love Xander just vehemently denying that he was even in the same room.
And I think that's another interesting thing with Xander having his interactions with Cordelia and the interactions with Cordelia and Willow. Just the concerns of how Xander and everything else is kind of happening with them.
I love when Xander sees them hanging out, he's like, that's not good.
Yeah, men.
Oh, that werewolf hunter. Just a wonderful guy you want to punch in the face.
Yeah, so that actor will be back on Angel, but the character won't.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, well, with what Buffy did at the end of the episode, it'd probably be a case of, oh, geez, I don't think I want to be back here anytime soon.
Well, I mean, we still have Spike, and she's done worse things to Spike, arguably.
Yeah.
And
But
Angel's still around.
Ugh, I'm jealous. Ugh. Just gonna be crazy with all that. Anywho's, I probably do have to agree with you with the question of how Slayer strength works. Because I'm trying to think back, and aside from jumping decent heights, other sort of feats of strength that she's done, it's never gotten to the point of physically bending a metal rifle and whatnot.
she bends the rifle, and I call bullshit on it because, like, there are times where there's, like, 3 vampires trying to get a door, and she struggles to hold it closed.
Is it a question of it only lasts for a certain amount of time? Is it on a cooldown if she uses it?
Do vampires have super strength of sorts?
A little bit, but, well, I mean, if you watch, like, Angel, he can throw people, and they throw them farther than the average person could.
Right.
And, like, he has better, like, endurance and agility than the average person, but...
Well, I guess with multiple vampires, it could be a bit understandable she could be outpowered, but even then, it probably would need a more large group of them aside from maybe, like, 3-ish.
Yeah, I call bullshit that she's able to bend the rifle like that. I mean, it's a cool visual, but it kind of doesn't make sense.
I'm trying to remember. Just kind of with the last couple bits of my notes. First thing, I think it was decently good that Willow was the one that shot the trank into Oz.
Yeah, that had to
Anything?
happen that way.
Yeah.
Just with that. I just have to agree with what was mentioned in the episode at the end. The moon makes people crazy.
Yeah,
Apparently, yeah.
and like Oz and Willow are just great in this episode together.
Just so
It's
great.
so funny.
I'm
So
going through changes. Literally.
Yeah, very, very literally.
And why do you have chains? Oh.
I also love the way that like Oz reacts to finding out he's a werewolf. He's like, Hey, by any chance, is Jordy aware? Oh. Oh, okay.
Alright, I guess this is my life now.
He just takes it like so nonchalantly. Just
It's
how
Oz.
Oz does everything.
It's
just like,
Oz.
oh, okay.
So, one particular thing, and I think I picked this up from you. Why is Oz wearing that shirt that's far too big for his arms?
Okay, so I think the major problem here is Seth Green is a tiny man.
Yeah, he is. Oh.
I mean, he's shorter than everybody else on the cast.
Yeah, I noticed. He kind of measures up like, two people's chests, pretty much.
Like, he's shorter or the same height as Sarah Michelle Gellar, and she's like under 5.5 feet, I think.
Oh,
4
okay.
foot something, I don't know.
No, he's not that short. He's like 5'5" or something, maybe.
I wouldn't say
Lower
5'5".
five.
I don't know. Almost 5 foot flatter and under, I don't know.
No, he's not under 5 feet.
I don't know.
You'd be like legitimately. Oh, I don't know what the politically correct term is, but I think under 5 or under 4'10", you're like a midget. He's not that short.
Not that short. But
He's probably like 5'5" or something.
no,
He's a small person.
But yeah, that just sort of left me questions like,
It's literally covering his hands too. That's the best part.
And it's
When
like,
he puts his arms down.
Is that an Oz thing, or did they just not have the right clothes for him?
They couldn't
Good
find a shirt
costume?
that fits him. I guarantee it.
Yeah, most likely the case. But the annoying thing with my notes was me being a person of the internet. I know a particular amount of memes. And just at the end of this episode, there was a particular moment that would have fit the meme just perfectly, but now I can't remember what that moment is or what the meme is.
What, was it when she kissed him? Or no?
No, not too sure now. If it was right at the end of the episode or during that moment, I just can't remember.
Okay, I looked it up. He's 5'5.5".
Oh, okay. Even at that time or something?
Well, I don't know when this is taken, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't make you
wouldn't
be
grow or
shrink that much.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But now I think in the entirety of this episode, it turned out to be fairly decent. It was kind of good to sort of see, oh, okay, so this is why Oz is a werewolf in the episode, and kind of explaining that, seeing all the other stuff going along, and yay, Willow and Oz had their first kiss. It was so cute.
Yeah, I really like this episode a lot. It's a lot of fun.
I'm in agreement.
Okay, very good. Did you have anything left to add, either of you?
Nah, I think we're good.
Okay. So, there we go. So for music in this episode, there's only one song. It's a song by a band called Lotion, and it's called Blind for Now, which plays as Willow and Cordelia are talking in the bronze.
Ah, yes.
And international titles.
Oh dear.
Most of these aren't terribly good.
Well, I suppose. It was actually fairly interesting where you gave us the titles from the last episode, and I was like, okay, what's sort of the point of phases? And then as soon as the episode was just about to begin with sort of giving the hint of the werewolf, it's like
the moon phase.
moon phases.
Or
It
phases, or changes, or...
Yeah, it's almost like it might have two meanings.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
So French, it translates just as full moon.
Okay.
Finnish, Curse of the Full Moon. Or in German, The Werewolf Hunter. And then the rest are just like phases or things like that. Nothing terribly exciting, unfortunately.
No, phases kind of hits it. French is a little bit too on the nose, and German just kind of focuses on a bit character that isn't really important.
I don't know, unless there isn't any better word for it in their language, I don't know.
Or it's just like, what else are you going to call the episode?
Yeah, really.
Unless you just want to completely spoil it up.
Oz is a werewolf, just say that in the title, and it's like, well, thanks. Thanks for spoiling it.
You would totally do that, wouldn't you, Paul?
No, that's like one of the best reveals we've had.
Yeah, so
No,
far.
that's definitely true.
Indeed.
It leads to the potential of a lot of fun to come.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, we need to take care of this thing. Someone needs to get Oz. Oh wait, it's his time of the month.
Let's just say we're going to have some interesting times with Oz and Willow.
Yay, happy relationship aside from the thing that they had to work with.
Well, you won't
Yeah.
make me 3 days of the month either.
Badoo.
let's just say it might not be. Well, we'll see.
You want to hear complicated?
Probably better than a vampire, at least.
Yeah. I think Angel's a bit more of a special case with Angelus being thrown into the picture.
Well, yeah,
But he's always a vampire.
Yeah.
but Oz is only like,
A couple of days.
yeah, just a few nights, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it'd probably be better, the werewolf.
You just have to watch out for that full moon, that's about it.
Yeah. How does that work if it's like an eclipse, though?
Those would be really weird, rare circumstances, but
Yeah,
I'm
you would
not really
come
sure.
up.
I don't think anybody's bothered to explore it.
It would still come up randomly.
Anyway, I think that's going to be about it for this week. What did you guys think for a score overall for this episode?
Give it a solid 7.
Okay, Justin?
7.5.
Okay, I'd say about a 7 as well. So that's going to be it for this week. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.